Good evening and welcome to the Hyder Center here on this Friday night. And we have got quite the matchup set for you here at the Hyder Center. The third-ranked Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the eighth-ranked Warriors of Westside writing another chapter in one of the great rivalries in the state of Nebraska. Tyler Reedy and Brennan Prizeman bringing it to you. It's going to be a fantastic game, isn't it?
It sure will. Both these teams in the top 10 currently. Prep at number 3, Westside number 8. A lot of quality players on both sides for these guys, and they played each other before, a game we called, and that was an exciting one.
Yeah, last game it was a win for Creighton Prep in the quarterfinal round of the Metro Holiday Tournament, 61-57. It was a big matchup. Both teams playing pretty well at the time, and Westside's gotten especially hot since then. So if we take a look at the Omaha World Herald top 10, as of this past Monday, January 18th, Miller North, Bellevue West still at 1-2, Prep and Central still at 3-4, but Pius has overtaken that 5th spot. Westside is at 8. They just beat 6th-ranked Papillion La Vista, so definitely going to be some changes, but things really starting to shake up. We're going to see a lot more of it as we go over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, but the key for Prep is consistency because they haven't been playing at their peak over the past couple weeks. I've spoken with a couple of the coaches about that, and they've said that Prep shooting, especially the past couple of games, has been slightly concerning. But if Prep can keep staying consistent, then they'll hold on to that number 3 rank, which they've had all season long.
Yeah, so taking a closer look at that last matchup on December 30th in the Metro Holiday quarterfinals, it was a 61-57 win for Creighton Prep. Westside had a 27-9 lead at one point in the second quarter, but Prep stormed back, and they were led by their big boy, A.J. Rollins, in the paint. 16 points, 15 rebounds. He was a monster, and him, along with Prep's shooting, which you'll talk about here in a second, allowed Prep to come back, move on to the semifinals in a huge, huge victory.
Yeah, Prep shot 51%. Only 3 Westside players shot above 36% from the field. They've kind of struggled with shooting all year. On the year, their team's at 43% shooting and 32% from 3. But the real difference in that game, in my opinion, was the free throws. Prep shot 13 of 22. Westside shot 9 of 12. If you're keeping track of the makes, Prep had 4 more makes. They won by 4. They've also shot 15-plus free throws in 9 different games this season, and some of those free throws have become very important in their close games against Millard West and Westside. They're shooting 62% from the line in those games, which isn't great for a whole team, but if they can consistently hit like 9 or 10 of 15 free throws, they should be able to pull out the win.
Take a look at the Westside starters for tonight, and the big name to watch is Tate Oddbody, the sophomore, transferred from Elkhorn South after his freshman year, hasn't missed a beat coming to Westside for his sophomore season, leading the team with 15.7 points per game and a perfect 26 for 26 from the free throw line, also the leading rebounder. But guys like Chandler Meeks, Reggie Thomas, Caleb Benning have really stepped up in recent weeks, allowing Omaha Westside to get on a bit of a hot streak here.
You mentioned Westside's hot streak, and boy, oh boy, it certainly is one. Oddbody is averaging 20 points a game his last 5 games. He's just been on a different level. You mentioned the great free throw shooting and leading the team in rebounds. He's also shooting 58% from the field, one of the top marks on the team. And then you mentioned Chandler Meeks as well. Meeks has done really well since that Prep loss. Bumped his average up quite a bit, averaging 18 points a game since the Prep game. And then Reggie Thomas, who's averaging 13 a game, currently second on the team. He's averaging about 15 a game since that game. But that plays right into Westside's hands because in all but one of their wins this year, they've had 3 double-digit scores. So if those guys can get going tonight and get to where they normally get on the season, Westside might be able to pull an upset.
Yeah, and then looking on the other side with Creighton Prep, I've said it before, I will say it once again, any of these 5 guys can come up big. We saw it against Bellevue East. The last guy you'd expect out of these 5 guys, J. Wiley putting up 17 points on Tuesday night. We've seen A.J. Rollins have a couple big games. He had 14 more rebounds in the Tuesday night game. Brennan Buckley's had a good month of January. And Luke Jungers, of course, still up there with 10.7 points per game, 6.4 rebounds. All these guys have been fantastic so far, but who do you think needs to step up tonight?
Well, I think the guy that needs to step up is the guy who's been stepping up for Prep these last couple weeks. Brennan Buckley stole the scoring lead from Luke Jungers and appears to be in no mood to give it back right now, averaging about 14 points a game over the last 6 games. That's tops on the team. He's also shooting 49% from the line. That's the 3rd ranked mark in Class A. Prep as a whole is shooting 39%, which is still incredible. But Luke Jungers, you mentioned he's still averaging 10.7 points, but he's been fairly quiet in recent weeks. that average has dropped from roughly 12 where it was earlier in the season. So he might have to have a big game as well, especially to take advantage of Westside's relative lack of size in the middle compared to Preps.
Yep, so you put it all together, Westside at 9-3, Creighton Prep 12-1, looking at how these two teams stack up, going into another chapter of this great rivalry. Westside, unlike a lot of teams Creighton Prep has faced so far, they can score, and they can score quite a lot. 64.8 points per game, that's more than Prep. 63.3 for the Junior Jays, but it's been the defense at Creighton Prep, only allowing 46.2 points per game and creating a lot of opportunities off of it. Certainly going to be one of the keys to the game, but really when it boils down to it, what are a couple things that both these teams need to do to get a big win tonight with these crowds here?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the avoidance of turnovers for Westside. And for them, I'd say make sure that you're making your shots, because they've shot 40% or below in 5 games this year. They're 2-3 in such games. So that might not seem that bad, but all 3 of those losses have been to ranked teams. Prep, as we know, is a ranked team. So Westside is definitely going to have to take advantage of their shots. Westside's forced double-digit turnovers in 7 games. So winning the turnover battle for them will be important. And then for Prep, spread the love a little bit. We've said that plenty of times all game, or all year. Prep's got 7 players with an assist to turnover ratio that's over 1, which is really good. And they're also shooting 48% from the field. So if they're able to outshoot Westside, they should be able to win.
All right, the Birdcage is back tonight. It's going to be a huge part of this game, no doubt about it. We saw last year so many times Creighton Prep going down early in games, but feeding off their energy and coming back to win big games over teams like Central, North Star, Millard West we were there for. They won it against Millard North, and they're finally back for the first time in the Hyder Center. In the Air Tonight is blasting over the speakers right now, so we'll let you take a look at this great tradition for the Junior Jays. Finally back for the first time this year, and we'll bring you starters and tip-off right after this. Welcome back to the Hyder Center. Creighton Prep getting set to take on Omaha Westside in a top 10 matchup here in Class A. Another chapter in this phenomenal rivalry, and the student sections are allowed back in. Creighton Prep all decked in white in the bird cage behind the east basket. Westside all out in black in close proximity to them, so it's going to be fantastic to watch the two of them. Let's take a look at the starters for tonight's game. First for the visitors from Omaha Westside, you got number 2, Caleb Benning. He started the last few games, taking over for Dominic Rizak. He's been very good. Number 5, Chandler Meeks. He stepped up over recent weeks, a 6'1" junior guard. Number 11, Reggie Thomas, a junior guard at 6'1", averaging 13 points per game. Then their leading scorer and rebounder, sophomore Tate Oddbody, number 13, a 6'4" forward. And finally, Payson Gillespie, number 20, a 6'3" guard, who's one of the better three-point shooters in Class A. Who are you keeping an eye on tonight for these Warriors, Brendan?
I think it's got to be Oddbody. He's on a hot streak that's propelling him near the top of the Class A scoring leaderboard. And I think that if history is any indication with Prep dealing with great scores, he's going to do so again tonight.
And then on the other side, for the home team, Creighton Prep, you got number 3, Justin City, a 6'2" guard. Number 4, Brennan Buckley, who's taken over as the leading scorer at 11.2 points per game, a 6'3" senior guard. Then number 11, A.J. Rollins, of course, had those 15 rebounds in the first matchup against Westside. Number 12, J. Wiley, a senior guard. And number 21, the forward, Luke Jungers, the junior, averaging 10.7 a game.
And you mentioned the 14 rebounds that Rollins had against Westside in this team's first matchup in the Metro Holiday Tournament quarterfinals. He might have to do that again because Oddbody, you mentioned it, 6'4", he's the tallest player on the Westside roster. So if guys like Rollins, Jungers, and Tony Tubrick can take advantage of that height differential and get some rebounds, then Prep, because remember, Prep's averaging about 11 offensive rebounds a game.
We are underway, Creighton Prep and Westside. Junior J starting with the basketball. Here's Brendan Buckley, guarded by Caleb Benning. Drives in, works back out, finds Jungers at the top. Over to Justin City, guarded by Payson Gillespie. City over to Buckley. Leading scorer for the Junior Jays, 11.2 a game, went 3 for 3 from downtown on Tuesday night. Now A.J. Rollins, 14 points on Tuesday for him. Now Justin City, he'll work his way in. Kick out to Wiley. Good defense, and now it's thrown away. Buckley able to retrieve it for Creighton Prep. 30 seconds into this one.
And Westside doing a good job not letting Prep get into the lane easily.
Brennan Buckley over to Luke Jungers. Reggie Thomas with him at the top, and they do call a travel. Reggie Thomas called it before the referee did, and it's going to be Westside basketball. So excellent defense from the Warriors right off the bat.
And you can already feel the effect the fan sections are having on the game. Jungers made that travel right by the Westside fan section, which has a sizable contingent itself.
So here's Reggie Thomas, first Westside possession of the evening. Chandler Meeks works his way in on City, able to somehow work his way through, and now over to Payson Gillespie. Tate Oddbody at the top. Gillespie going to try a three-pointer. Their best three-point shooter is no good, and the rebound is pulled in by Brendan Buckley. He will race back the other way for Creighton Prep. In on Reggie Thomas. Buckley, Rollins, there's that height advantage up against Oddbody. He gets a shot off. It rolls out. Jungers looking for the rebound, and it's going to go into the corner of the birdcage and out of bounds. Creighton Prep will keep the basketball with 6:44 to go.
And Westside doing a good job not letting Rollins use his height and weight to easily get position on them. They had position on him, they kept it and forced the miss. But if they get fatigued, they're not going to be able to keep doing that.
Wiley inbounds. A.J. Rollins up against Oddbody. 6'6" against 6'4" here. Rollins with a shot. It is too strong. He's able to pull in another offensive rebound. The second one, however, no good. And Westside will take it back the other way. So tight defense, forcing contested shots here for the Warriors.
And Oddbody, the leading scorer, playing some great defense as well.
Tough shot there from Benning is no good. Payson Gillespie's got the rebound. Up top, Meeks does not take the three. In on City. Meeks looking for room. Great defense from City, forces the block, and here he comes the other way. Defender fell down, that's Benning. Now Brendan Buckley into the corner for Wiley. 6 minutes to go first quarter, no score so far. The intensity is there and then some between these two. Rollins drives in, second effort, and it's going to be a jump ball as it was tied up for a moment there.
Westside.
Yep, Westside will take over.
We thought that the offenses would be making some noise in this game. Both teams averaging well over 60 points a game, but it's the defenses that are doing well. Justin City averaging about 2 steals a game, made a great play on, I think it was Chandler Meeks, to force the turnover. Westside does a great job of getting the ball right back.
So here's Gillespie. Still no score. Over 2 minutes into this one. Reggie Thomas now spins back. Oddbody over to Caleb Benning. Back to Oddbody. Doesn't take the three. In on Rollins. Looking for room. Pass was deflected by Wiley, and Buckley will take it the other way. 2-on-2 here for the Jays. Buckley back over to City. Up top, Wiley. Three-point shot is up and good. My Jay Wiley with the first points of the night. 3-0 Creighton Prep. 2.5 into this one.
And a great passing play by Brennan Buckley and Justin City to get Wiley open for the three, and a nice knockdown.
Here's Oddbody. Pass deflected away and out of bounds by Justin City. We're seeing his defense on display so far. Already a block and now a deflection there. Possession will stay with Westside. 5:17 to go, but these two defenses, how about them so far?
I mean, you can feel the energy, especially from the guards. There's been a lot of tip passes, a lot of takeaways. City and Wiley, especially for Prep, are doing a great job at getting in the passing lanes, getting in the shooting lanes, and making life very difficult for Westside's wings.
Here is Chandler Meeks up top, working against City. Drives his way in, out to Reggie Thomas. Corner three-pointer is no good, but the rebound, Oddbody rises his way up and gets the shot down. First 2 points for the Warriors goes to the man who scored 24 last time these two teams met, Tate Oddbody.
And he's also, I believe, their leading rebounder at 6 a game, so no surprises he's able to pull down that board.
Here's Justin City. Thought about the three, does not take it. Over to Brendan Buckley. Inside, Rollins. Guarded by Oddbody. Going to work his way through. Eventually he's double teamed, and he gets the foul call against Westside. So Rollins will go to the line to shoot two.
And it looks like that one's on Benning. That's his first.
Oh, they called Oddbody for it.
Oh, it was Oddbody. I thought ref was holding up a number 2.
So the foul is against Oddbody. Rollins will go to the line to shoot two. Rollins eclipsed 500 career points on Tuesday night. Adds to it here with the first free throw. Making it a 2-point Junior J lead. Here comes the second. 4:36 to go in the first quarter to make it a 3-point game. Up and good. Rollins 2 for 2 from the line. Off to a nice start.
And we mentioned one of the things Preps like to do, we mentioned this in a couple broadcasts, is they like to work inside out. Right now, they're just working it inside. They know Rollins has the height advantage.
Shot does not go. Rollins pulls in the rebound, nearly had it poked away. And now Brendan Buckley back the other way. 4:20 to go in the first quarter.
And points getting hard to come by. That was a good shot by Chandler Meeks, just didn't fall.
Justin City on the near side, guarded by Chandler Meeks, nearing the midway point of quarter number one.
And they're trying to set up the Rollins post-up.
City's going to go in, and he gets the shot to go. Excellent work from City to make it a 7-2 Junior J lead. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
And a good play by A.J. Rollins, too, to draw Oddbody off of the driving City and leave the lane wide open.
And there's a travel called against Oddbody as he looked to kick it out to Benning. And the Junior Jays will take over, off to a much better start than last time they faced Westside, with a 7-2 lead as the Warriors will call their first timeout with 3:54 to go in the first quarter. So it's been an entertaining start so far, no doubt about it. The intensity is there as expected. And the birdcage, the Westside student section, only pouring gas on the fire, making this an excellent, excellent first 4 minutes.
And Coach Ludke did not last this long as coach and win 3 state titles by being dumb. He knows how to game plan for a team like Westside. And he set up Rollins in the post a couple times. Rollins currently is 0 of 3 from the field. He hasn't made a single shot from there, 2 of 2 from the line. But the threat of Rollins making one of those shots on that last Prep offensive possession was enough for Tate Oddbody to slouch off of Justin City and let City get to open layup. So if Rollins can keep drawing defenders, then Prep is going to have an easy time at getting into the lane and getting those close shots to fall.
3:50 to go in the opening quarter. Junior Jays with a 5-point lead. Here's Justin City against Meeks. Gets a screen from Jungers. Gets another one from Rollins. Now back to Jungers. Beautiful move as he sidesteps Meeks, but the jump shot is no good. Rollins was able to get the rebound plus the foul. So A.J. Rollins already wreaking havoc in the paint, much like he did last time these two teams met. Foul was called against Oddbody, already his second. Westside cannot afford to lose him to foul trouble.
And they've got to be really careful, because after Oddbody, Thomas, and Meeks, they might have to have Pace and Gillespie to take over the scoring load. And Gillespie's averaging 11 points, but he's not really a creator. He's more of a secondary guy that gets the open shots from passes. So Westside really needs Oddbody to not foul out of this game.
Odd body comes out. Logan Wilson, another big man, checks in. Meeks goes to the ground as City drives in. Now Brennan Buckley with it. Tight defense from Benning. Buckley looking for some space. 3:25 to go. Still isolated with Benning. Going to try to do it himself. Works his way in. Shot does not go. Rollins fighting for the rebound, and he is called for an over-the-back foul, giving the basketball to Westside with 3:17 to go.
And you can see the effort that both teams are giving on these rebounds manifesting itself in fouls, because that's now the second foul we've seen because A.J. Rollins is going for a rebound. He's going to take a seat as well, but he has altered this game more than any other player right now.
So here's Chandler Meeks for the Warriors, as Connor Buckley, who had 10 rebounds 2 games ago last Saturday against Fremont, has come into the game for Rollins. Thomas lost the handle. It is out of bounds off the Warriors. Creighton Prep will take over. Still a 7-2 game. Not a whole lot of scoring here in the opening quarter.
And the defense of Brennan Buckley really forced that play. We've seen Buckley shut down a lot of different players over the past couple weeks, and Reggie Thomas no different.
Connor Buckley with his first touch of the game. Luke Jungers, City, corner three-pointer is no good off the front iron, but he's able to track down his own rebound, get it to Jungers. Now Connor Buckley on the far side. Junior Jays doing excellent work in the paint so far, just like the first time between these two. Jungers, shot is good, and it makes it a 9-2 game with 2.5 to play in the first quarter.
And a great lob pass from City. Saw the height advantage and used it perfectly to get Jungers the easy layup.
Now Logan Wilson nearly had it swatted away by City. Now Chandler Meeks going to work his way in. High shot, contested shot is no good. And the Junior Jays take it back the other way. Now Brennan Buckley works his way around. Beautiful move and the right hand finish. Making it a 9-point game. Brennan Buckley. What a start the Junior Jays are off to.
Birdcage really starting to make themselves heard.
11-2 game. 3-point shot on the other end is no good. Rebound pulled in by Prep.
Great tip by Justin City. He's just doing everything right now.
And here he is. 3-pointer. Oh, he traveled right before he shot it. So it'll give it to Westside. Can you imagine if he had made that?
Oh, that would have been quite a nice momentum boost.
Yeah, the roof would have come off this place.
But City has just done such a great job on defense and in transition with his second effort. It was Chandler Meeks on that last play. He didn't even try a drive, just pulled up from about 17 feet because he doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with City in the paint anymore, because City's winning those battles, and then City tipped the rebound to Jungers that would have led to a 3 had he not traveled. So City's playing a great defensive game right now, and that's why Westside's only got 2 points on the board.
Yep, and the well-roundedness of Prep. All 5 starters have at least 2 points here in the early going. Logan Wilson in on Jungers. Kicks it over. Dominic Rezak. Shot is no good. Luke Jungers pulls in the rebound, and Brendan Buckley will bring it the other way. Long pass ahead to Casey O'Malley. He's going to take a 3-pointer. It is no good, and Rezak has the rebound for Westside. Ahead to C.J. Mitchell. Over to Chandler Meeks. Warriors starting to bring in some of their bench players, but there's another travel, and Creighton Prep will take the basketball and bring big A.J. Rollins back into the game.
And Westside really struggling to put points on the board, and one of the reasons is that they haven't really had a chance. They've only taken 6 shots. The rest of their possessions have all ended in turnovers. So Westside's really just got to start holding on to the ball. They don't necessarily need to make, but they at least need to give it a chance.
Long 3-pointer. Brendan Buckley's no good. And C.J. Mitchell has the rebound for the Warriors. Up ahead for Meeks. Under a minute to play in the opening quarter, which Creighton Prep has dominated to this point. Reggie Thomas against Connor Buckley, and that is going to be a foul against Buckley on the floor. Both teams now with 2 fouls, and with 52.4 to go, Westside will inbound.
And the physical defense of Prep extending far beyond the 3-point line, out about 5 feet beyond it, but that time Connor Buckley a little too handsy, and refs won't let you get away with that.
Chandler Meeks against City. Inside to Rezak, had it poked away for a moment, able to regain control. 40 seconds left, and it's in and out of the hands of Meeks as tight defense from Prep forces another unforced error.
And Justin City, again, just ending a Westside possession basically by himself. Poked the ball away from Rezak, forced the pass that Meeks just couldn't hang on to. It's, right now, game MVP, tight battle between City and Rollins.
Yeah. Here's City with it, 28 seconds to go. Casey O'Malley on the far side, guarded by Thomas. Under 23 to go. He'll work his way in, kick out, City, shot fake, and he is fouled as he came back down.
Looks like that one's going to be on Rezak.
It is indeed against Dominic Rezak, his first, 20.3 to go.
And Prep, I've brought this up the past couple broadcasts because I do it so often, does a great job at pump faking to get an even more open shot. City that time happy to get the foul.
Here we go, A.J. Rollins against Logan Wilson. Different big man, same story. Rollins with 2 more, and it's an 11-point lead for Creighton Prep. 10 seconds to go. Chandler Meeks directing traffic. C.J. Mitchell, he stepped out of bounds, and Creighton Prep takes over with 6.6 to go, and it looks like they're going to hold Westside to 2 points in this quarter.
And some great perimeter defense all around. It was Casey O'Malley. He forced the pass to be a little wide right there, and that led to the turnover.
Here comes City, 3 seconds to go. Able to get around Thomas, and he gets swatted big time there by Logan Wilson. And with that exclamation point, the first quarter will come to an end, and what a first quarter it was. Creighton Prep 13, Westside 2. Definitely not the score we expected.
No.
Probably expected something more like 16-14, 15-13, but it was all Junior Jays, and the Birdcage sure is excited about that. They've got a lot to be excited about so far.
And Prep, the defense definitely one of the best in the Metro, only giving up 46 points a game. So that means that on average, they're winning their games by about 17 points, and it sure looks like we're on our way to a blowout here. And it's all because of the perimeter defense. I've mentioned City, but it's not just him. Majay Wiley was really active in the passing lanes in the first quarter. I mentioned Casey O'Malley made a play that forced a bad pass to end the quarter, but Prep just looks like they want the ball more than Westside, even when Westside's on offense. And that has led to the 13-2 margin you see on the scoreboard right now.
Leading scorers for the Junior Jays so far, A.J. Rollins is out in front with 4. Majay Wiley has 3. And then Jungers, City, and Brennan Buckley all with 2. As I said earlier, all 5 starters have scored so far. And on the other side for Westside, Tate Advadi has 2 points. That's it for the Warriors. What needs to change for these guys? I know they've got to try to find a way to break through this Creighton Prep defense.
I know Westside is an offense that really likes to share the ball a lot, 4 guys in double figures. But I think they might need to consolidate their shots a little bit because no player, including Oddbody, has taken more than 1 shot yet. And Oddbody's the only one who's made his 1 shot. So I'd say put the ball in the hands of Tate Oddbody and at least try to let him work.
Prep begins with the basketball here to start quarter number 2. Justin City against Chandler Meeks. Over to A.J. Rollins. Luke Jungers steps away from Mitchell. Now is double teamed with Gillespie. Up top to Majay Wiley. Back over to City. 15 seconds into quarter number 2. City works on Gillespie. Some nice footwork. Tries to get a pass off, and it is taken away by Westside. As he fell to the ground, Chandler Meeks tried to pass it through. O'Malley with the interception. Now Wiley. Corner 3, no good. But O'Malley's got the rebound, but he throws it through the hands of Rollins, but it was deflected. So Creighton Prep will keep the basketball.
And Prep doing a good job with the offensive rebounding as well. There's been a lot of second chance opportunities that they've had because Westside's either not boxing out or just losing track of a player like they did with Casey O'Malley there. He was one who brought the ball down, but as soon as he gave it off, it was just like he doesn't exist anymore.
Here's Majay Wiley. Oh, he's going to pull up way downtown. Majay Wiley from Iowa. And Creighton Prep takes a 14-point lead.
How about Majay Wiley starting the game off 2 of 2 from 3? That's not what we expected from him.
3-pointer the other way from Meeks is no good. Creighton Prep back the other way with it.
And Justin City has just completely shut down Chandler Meeks.
Here's O'Malley. He's fouled, and he gets the roll to go. 16-point lead for the Junior Jays. O'Malley with the in, 1 off the bench. What an unbelievable start for Prep. I mean, this is just incredible. You can't make this stuff up.
I mean, it's defense to offense right now. Westside can't hold on to the ball, and when they do, they can't hit a thing, and Prep's just going on the fast break. Despite the height advantage, Prep might be a faster team, and they are utilizing that to great effect. And a timeout for Westside. We've got an 18-2 ball game.
I mean, this is just remarkable. Westside with the timeout. The foul was called against C.J. Mitchell, the freshman point guard. O'Malley still has 1 free throw waiting for him at the back end of this timeout. 18-2 lead for Creighton Prep, and one of the things you talked about in the beginning when we were looking over that last game these two teams played in the Metro Holiday Tournament, it was the shooting of Creighton Prep that really made the difference, whether it was just general shooting from the field, 3-point shooting, free throw shooting, and Creighton Prep hasn't missed very often, especially from downtown here so far.
I mean, you look at one thing that makes the Westside offense so productive is that they don't give the ball away very often. They're only averaging 8.5 turnovers a game. I think they might have already passed that margin because of how great Prep's wings are doing. Like, Westside hasn't, if they've been trying a post-up, they haven't even gotten the ball in that far because it's been tipped or stolen. So the Prep wings and guards, especially Justin City, who's taking a drink of water right now, he's earned it, but he's just done an incredible job on defense. And that's led to a lot of offense for Prep, which explains the 16-point lead.
The back end of the 1-and-1 for Casey O'Malley, or the and-1 rather. Free throw is up, it's no good, and the rebound is pulled in by Tate Oddbody.
And Oddbody's got to get going quickly here. It's a 16-point deficit. Prep doesn't give those up easily.
Here's Oddbody in the paint looking for an option. City nearly took away another pass. Now Chandler Meeks. 6:45 to go. Going to take a jump shot. Comes up short. Rebound Justin City. Westside just continues to struggle on offense. Now MyJ Wiley in the paint. Contested shot, but look at Rollins hustling for the rebound. Now Luke Jungers had it poked away, and Gillespie's got the rebound for Westside. Here they come. Potential 3-on-2 here. Meeks going to work his way in, and he is fouled by Justin City. So with 6:27 to go, that is the third Creighton Prep foul and the first individual foul against Justin City.
And both teams really starting to push the pace a little bit. The first half, or the first quarter rather, was much more of an offensive slog. Get the ball into Rollins or Oddbody and see if they can work. But both teams, especially off of defensive rebounds, have really started to go all out on the fast break, trying and getting some easy buckets.
Here's Reggie Thomas. Going to try a three-pointer off the feed from Oddbody, and finally the Warriors are back on the board with the three from Thomas, his first points of the evening. And with 6:15 to go, it's 18-5.
Good screen, good pass by Oddbody to set him up. Nice play design by Westside, and it's some points they sorely needed.
A.J. Rollins against Oddbody. Good defense, but Rollins with the jump shot on the turnaround, and it's a 15-point lead. 6 points for Rollins to match the team lead. He has just been remarkable so far. Definitely winning that battle against Oddbody. And a tough shot there on the layup for Thomas. He's slow getting to his feet. Chance for the Junior Jays back the other way, but Jungers traveled there as he was trying to make a play along the baseline. So defense forces another error there.
And you could see the Westside fans just scream in shock there because they knew he did something. I wasn't sure whether he traveled or stepped out of bounds, but he did something. Good defense by A.J. Rollins that last possession. But Prep, even with the 15-point lead, continuing to try to push the pace, and that's why they've won so many games. This is not a team that just sits back on the lead and hopes they don't lose. This is a team that wants to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to get to that goal.
Tate Oddbody to Reggie Thomas. He switches on to City. Now a corner three-pointer. C.J. Mitchell is no good. City eventually has the rebound poked away. Brennan Buckley will race back the other way. Against Gillespie, Buckley gets it to go. 2 more points. And it's a 22-5 lead for Creighton Prep. Buckley up to 4.
You've got to get those open threes to go if you're C.J. Mitchell. You don't get shots that open, like at all, against Prep's defense. If you're going to get them, you better make them count.
Oddbody, very tough shot against City's defense again, and it's no good. Here comes City the other way.
Who can't City guard right now?
Exactly. Here's Wiley, 3-point shot, no good. But there's Rollins, big man rebound, but the shot doesn't go. And Westside takes it the other way. Under 5 minutes to play first half. Gillespie, corner three-pointer, no good again. Westside really struggling from downtown here. They've only hit 1 three-pointer so far, and they're missing all kinds of open looks. They've got to get things going.
That's not their game, but Prep's not letting them play their game.
Ooh. City eventually able to re-corral it there. And now MyJ Wiley out to Brennan Buckley. He'll settle down with 4:30 to go. Guarded by Mitchell, 4 against 4. Buckley tries to get to City, able to do so. Now back to Jungers. Tight defense from Gillespie. Warriors trying to force a turnover. City over to Buckley. Doesn't take the 3. Thinking about one. Now he's going to drive his way in. Shot is too strong. Looking to poke the rebound back to himself, but Gillespie pulls it in for Westside. Here he comes the other way. Thomas, another three-pointer. It is good. Reggie Thomas with his second from downtown, and it's a 14-point game. Under 4 minutes to play.
Thomas is heating up. He's been the lone bright spot for Westside's offense so far. And they might want to feed the ball through him. He's averaging 13 points a game for a reason. Let him shoot.
MyJ Wiley to Luke Jungers. Still a healthy lead for Creighton Prep. Rollins gets it out to Wiley, working along the baseline, and he is fouled going up for the shot. Wiley's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And the call will be against Payson Gillespie, his first personal.
And Westside's got to be careful they don't give Prep too many unnecessary free throws. That's the 5th team foul for them.
So Wiley will go to the line. 2 free throws coming for him here. His percentage on the year, 53%. Here comes the first one, trying to make it a 15-point game. 7 points for Wiley as the first one is up and good.
And one of the things that Westside has to start doing is they have to start trying to get the ball inside, because they can't really get in a 3-point shooting contest with Prep because they're not going to win that contest. Prep's just too good a shooting team. But Westside gets a lot of their points in transition and inside, and they haven't been able to accomplish either of those goals so far tonight. They may have to start doing that, and quickly, if they want to overcome this 16-point deficit.
Both free throws good from IJ Wiley. He leads the team so far with 8 points. He led the team with 17 points on Tuesday night. Continuing to stay hot. Reggie Thomas doesn't take the 3. Works along the baseline. Goes between the Buckleys. Nice extra pass. Meeks doesn't take the 3. Instead takes the jump shot, which eventually gets the roll.
Good move by Meeks, and he's another guy that Westside would really like to warm up. He missed his first 3 shots this game, but that's one that he got to rattle in, and it's one that might boost his confidence.
First 2 points for Meeks makes it a 24-10 ball game. 3:05 to go first half. Brennan Buckley against Caleb Benning. Martell Evans is in the game for Prep for the first time. Tough shot. Brennan Buckley. Wow, what a play. Makes it a 16-point lead for the Junior Jays. He's up to 6 points.
I mean, that shows you how he got the scoring lead if he's making shots like that.
Westside trying to answer. Another 3. Thomas is off the mark. Oddbody and Rollins go up for the rebound, and they will say it is off of Rollins. Westside will keep it.
And Oddbody's really got to keep doing his job at forcing Rollins to stay on him, because it's kind of a reverse of the earlier scenario where Rollins would draw Prep's or Westside's attention. Oddbody can draw Prep's attention on the offensive boards and either get a tip out of bounds off Rollins or let somebody else get it.
Reggie Thomas works his way in on Connor Buckley, and there's going to be a foul called there.
Looks like it's on Buckley.
Indeed it is. Connor Buckley with his second personal. And with 2:38 to go, 14 fouls for Creighton Prep. Buckley will check out of the game.
And Thomas really starting to use that threat of him shooting the ball well. A lot of pump fakes and a lot of drives from him.
Oh boy, inbound might have had a miscommunication there as Caleb Benning threw it way over the head of Payson Gillespie. Out of bounds, Creighton Prep takes over. 2:38 to go. A.J. Rollins will take a seat on the bench.
And this is where Prep can kind of start slowing the offense down. We saw them do that their last couple of possessions. But they just need to go. They've got a 16-point lead. They'd like to go into halftime with that lead, I assume. So all they have to do is just keep working the ball around until they find the open shot, because there's no need to rush.
Brendan Buckley trying to race around Reggie Thomas. Oh, it was a good pass, good idea, but a little behind Casey O'Malley. Now back to Brendan Buckley. Good defense there, but a foul is called there as Thomas was all over Jungers. And possession will stay with Creighton Prep.
And that's the danger of having someone who is 6'1" guard someone who is 6'8", is you might end up with a play like that, and Prep now just 1 foul away from shooting free throws the rest of the half.
Yeah, that's the last thing Westside needs. First personal foul against Reggie Thomas. Here's Justin City, 2:20 to go. O'Malley, 3 from the corner is off the mark, and the rebound right into the arms of Chandler Meeks. 2:10 to go. Here he comes against City, and that was a mistake right there, and he knows it. That's a travel call against Chandler Meeks with 2:10 to go, and Creighton Prep will take over.
And Meeks, one of Westside's better three-point shooters at 39% on the year, but he's kind of fallen away from it in this game after he missed his first 2 attempts from deep. And I know I said that Westside should probably work the ball inside, but he's one guy that they'd like to be working from outside too. So far this game he hasn't.
Justin City for the Junior Jays. Tight defense from Meeks. Trying to atone for the mistake. Force a turnover. Now IJ Wiley. Over to Brendan Buckley under 2 minutes to play. Casey O'Malley gets his way around. Beautiful work there. 18-point lead for Prep as O'Malley adds 2 more.
And O'Malley doing a great job at using the lack of attention he's being given with all the other players on the court to work inside that Westside defense.
Charlie Davis is in the game, number 3 in black. He's in for the first time. Tate Oddbody looking for an option. Able to get it over the head of Brennan Buckley to Reggie Thomas. 1:27 to go in the first half. Warriors trailing the Junior Jays by 18. Caleb Benning, odd body. Thomas, quick ball movement here. Chandler Meeks trying to get around. Out to Caleb Benning. Good defense from Wiley. Now Buckley steps in as well. Thomas, open look for three. It is good. Third three-pointer for Reggie Thomas. Great patience from the Warriors there on that possession. Thomas finally gets the open look. He's up to 9 points. See what the Junior Jays can do in response. Under a minute to go. Casey O'Malley against Charlie Davis. O'Malley looking for 2 more points. First shot doesn't go, and he is able to pull in the rebound. And a shooting foul is called against the Warriors. It's against Benning. So O'Malley going to the line to shoot 2.
No, it's on Meeks, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I thought it was on Meeks. So the offensive rebounding continuing to wreak havoc on Westside. Prep just using that height advantage so well.
49.6 to go. First free throw was good from O'Malley.
And O'Malley's had a pretty nice quarter himself. If he makes this, that'll be 6 in the quarter. And he's just done a really good job at playing to his strengths, which is three-point shooting and driving. And he's done both of those things incredibly well so far.
O'Malley hits both free throws, making it a 30-13 lead for Creighton Prep. 45 seconds left. Now Reggie Thomas. Caleb Benning in the corner. Back to Charlie Davis. Chandler Meeks. Open three. Logan Wilson from downtown. No good. Fight for the rebound. Eventually goes to MyJ Wiley. With 30 seconds left, he'll get it to Brendan Buckley.
And Westside starting to turn to the driving kicks. But one thing about driving kicks is that they don't really work if you can't hit a three. So Westside's got to start hitting the threes because they're pretty open considering they're playing against Prep. They just got to make them count.
Here's Brendan Buckley. 15 seconds left. Guarded by Thomas. Now he switches on to Martell Evans. MyJ Wiley. Casey O'Malley. 8 seconds left.
They got to hurry.
Yeah, here he comes. O'Malley into the paint. Kick out. Evans. Jungers. Steps around. Finally gets the shot off, and it's no good. And that's going to take us to the end of the first half. A score absolutely nobody expected to see here in this one. Creighton Prep 30, Omaha Westside 13, and what a first half for the Junior Jays.
I mean, one thing that surprised me is just how quiet Tate Oddbody has been. He's only taken 2 shots.
Wow.
And maybe that's a testament to how well Prep's defense is playing because not enough words can be said about how well Prep's defense is
foul
playing.
Trouble, too. He had 2 fouls pretty early on.
But Oddbody is just... It seems like he's just getting the ball and passing it away, and it has led to a couple of assists, most notably when Reggie Thomas hit a 3 thanks to a pass and screen from him. But Oddbody hasn't gotten going. Chandler Meeks hasn't gotten going. He's sitting at 2 points as well. Thomas has kind of got going in that quarter with 9 points, all of them off threes. But aside from Reggie Thomas, there's been almost no offense from Westside because there's just been so many turnovers.
All right, so as we go to halftime, Prep students, as the CP Sports Network continues to grow, we invite you to join us in our coverage of Junior J athletics. For the first time ever, Prep is offering a media production sports class next year. Whether you're interested in working the live broadcast, shooting photos, creating hype videos, conducting interviews, writing articles, producing podcasts, or all of the above, this is the place to be. The sky's the limit for what you can do here at the CP Sports Network, so come ignite your passion for Prep sports. For more details, ask your counselor or Mr. Raskershek, and we will see you for the second half here between Prep and Westside.
contributing on the offensive end as much as they'd like. He made a great box out on Rollins there, forced him to throw the ball out of bounds.
Student sections going back and forth. Warriors fans chanting airball, Prep fans chanting scoreboard here. What we expected, the intensity between these two.
Yeah, not really many comebacks once the other team starts shouting scoreboard.
Yep. See what the Warriors can do. Trying to work a little more on the inside here than their past few possessions. Now they're back out beyond the arc. Here comes Oddbody on Rollins, and it eventually is a kicked ball out of bounds. Creighton Prep will take over, and the defense rock solid every single time.
And Oddbody really hasn't been using his speed on Rollins as much as Westside fans would have liked, because he's probably got a speed advantage, even though Rollins is committed to play for football for Nebraska. I mean, Oddbody's a fast guy. He just hasn't been able to use the speed. He's taken Rollins out on the perimeter, and he's mostly just thrown up deep shots. So he's really got to start driving on him.
Yeah, it's like Prep's got a wall around the inside part of the paint when he drives in.
And Westside doesn't have a wall anywhere right now.
Yep. City is going to be fouled there on the floor.
It's on Meeks, I think.
2:28 to go, third quarter. It is against Meeks. That is his second personal. And O'Malley will inbound. Gets it into Jungers. Double teamed, had it poked away, but right to Connor Buckley. He'll get it back inside to Jungers. Matched up with Oddbody. Tough shot! The foul, and it goes. And it's just been that kind of night for the Junior Jays. Luke Jungers with the and one. Oddbody with his third personal foul.
And Jungers using the height advantage. At some point, if you're 6'4" and the guy you're guarding is 6'8", there's not much else you're going to be able to do besides foul. But that becoming the third foul on Oddbody makes this a really desperate situation for the Warriors.
Jungers, 76% free throw shooter. Hasn't made one since January 8th. He's got one here. Makes it a 25-point game with 2:20 to go.
And Prep just continuing to hit basically every shot they take, because they're not hurrying like Westside is. They're waiting until they can get good shots.
Looks like we got a foul here against Creighton Prep. That is against Justin City. His second personal. 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Birdcage making all kinds of noise. Fired up about their 25-point lead.
You mentioned Prep playing a clean game. That was the first team foul on them in the second half. So yeah, very clean defensive game from Prep. Just forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing a lot of bad shots. That's all you need.
CJ Mitchell for the Warriors. Matched up with City. Gets it inside to Dominic Rizak, who's come into the game for Westside. Mitchell looking for space. Gets the shot up, and the bank is open for CJ Mitchell.
Good shot by Mitchell. That's the first two Westside's hit since early in the second quarter.
First 2 points of the game for Mitchell. 44-21. Here comes O'Malley streaking, and it's another and one. Casey O'Malley for the second time draws the foul and gets the basket, and the lead up to 25 once again for the Junior Jays.
And O'Malley just using that speed so well. That's the second time he's gotten an and one off a drive. That ups his scoring to 8 points. And Westside offense struggling. Prep offense having no such issues whatsoever. Just a great passing game from them. And O'Malley has really reaped the benefits.
That was the third personal foul on CJ Mitchell, as the free throw no good from Casey O'Malley. So it remains a 46-21 game. Martell Evans looking for a steal. Reggie Thomas looking for a three, and he gets it. Number 4 from downtown for Reggie Thomas makes it a 22-point game.
And that's the danger of overcommitting in the passing lanes. If the other team gets the pass through, then there's going to be somebody open.
12 points for Thomas. They've all come on three-pointers. That's a big-time block by Logan Wilson, but it does go out of bounds. Junior Jays will hold on to the ball. 1:12 to go.
Westside fans still desperately trying to retain some dignity with the "You got swatted" chant. Probably not a good idea to chant when you're down 22.
They're going to need a lot of swats here
down
the stretch if they want to make a comeback. No doubt about it. Here's Luke Jungers. Just over a minute to play. He will drive in, and they're going to call a foul here.
Looked like that was before the shot.
Yep, on the floor against the Warriors. And it's against Reggie Thomas.
And Prep just continuing to drive in and drawing a lot of fouls doing so. That's already 5 on Westside. They didn't hit that mark until late in the second quarter, in the first half.
1 minute to play, third quarter. Junior Jays lead the Warriors by 22. Martell Evans over to Connor Buckley. Guarded tightly by Logan Wilson. Now Casey O'Malley. Doesn't take the three. Now back to Brennan Buckley. 45 to play in the third.
And Prep doing a lot of moving without the ball, trying to set up an open shot once they catch the defense napping, but not working this possession. Westside doing a really good job.
Yeah. Martell Evans now back to Brennan Buckley. Now 30 seconds to go. He'll finally take a jump shot off the side of the backboard. Ugly shot there. Not sure if it was deflected. Here come the Warriors the other way with 24 to play. Reggie Thomas peels back.
And I think Westside should hold for the last shot here. They got to retain some momentum going into the fourth quarter, and they can't do that if Prep has the chance to answer.
C.J. Mitchell on Martell Evans. Reggie Thomas works his way in through a crowd of Prep defenders. And what's the call here?
It's waved off. It's a foul on O'Malley, but I think it's before the shot.
Yep, O'Malley before the shot. You're right on. And with 8.3 to go, Westside will inbound.
That's the first foul on O'Malley, and Thomas did a good job with the drive to try and get past him, but Westside still unlucky because he ended up making the shot too.
Yeah. Inbound. There's a foul right there as Jungers got his arms wrapped around Logan Wilson. So that takes 0.4 seconds off the clock, and they'll do the inbound again. Jungers, that's his first foul of the night. He's played a very clean game to go with his 8 points, and he will come out of the game. Rollins checks in. 7.7 to go. It'll be Rezac to inbound for Westside.
Prep defense continuing to give up nothing easy,
Yep,
even if
and
they foul.
they force a turnover. Buckley, though, it went off the heel. What a lucky break there. Connor Buckley on the receiving end gets the roll, and the third quarter is over. Creighton Prep 48, Westside 24, and that was really just the culmination, that lucky bounce off the heel.
It's just been that kind of night for Prep, hasn't it? I mean,
yeah, I wish we could show you an instant replay, but Buckley looked to pass it. It went off
ahead to O'Malley, I think.
Yeah, ahead to O'Malley. Went off the hand of a Westside defender, then off the heel of a Westside defender with his back to the basketball, and then right back to Connor Buckley, who goes to finish.
If the ball doesn't take that bounce, that's a great Westside play. They prevented a fast break and what would have been 2 points. And then it just takes a bounce off of a heel just so, right to Connor Buckley. And then the ball sat on the rim for like half a second before falling in. So, again, if you're Westside at some point, you just got to say, wow.
Yeah.
There's not much else we can do here. We've tried basically everything.
It's just been that kind of a night for Creighton Prep. 48-24 lead over the Warriors through 3 quarters, and they've gotten that well-rounded production once again. Brennan Buckley with 11 points, MyJ Wiley with 10, Casey O'Malley with 8, Luke Jungers with 8, AJ Rollins with 6. Everybody's pitching in, just like usual for Creighton Prep. And meanwhile for Westside, it's really just been a one-man show with Reggie Thomas hitting 4 3-pointers to get him to 12 points. Aside from that, nothing to write home about at all by any means. Tate Advadi, as we've talked about throughout, his limited production has been the story. Only 5 points. He was in foul trouble early on, only 1 made 3-pointer. He put up 24 in the first matchup between these two, but his struggle has really just been
a microcosm of this game.
It's been semblant of Westside struggles as a whole.
I think Chandler Meeks' struggle is a better microcosm because he's got 2 points currently. He's missed 5 shots, and most of that is down to the great defense of Justin City, but everyone on Westside, except for Reggie Thomas, is just really struggling to get the ball in the basket.
Brendan Buckley, Junior J's starting with the basketball here in the fourth quarter.
And this is where you can really take your time and run the offense.
Meeks nearly came up with a steal, but it winds up in the hands of City. Over to A.J. Rollins. Connor Buckley up top. Back out to Brendan Buckley with Reggie Thomas on him. Brendan Buckley works his way in. Shot no good. Offensive board and the putback. Brendan Buckley up to 13 points now on the night.
And Buckley doing a great job at working his way in, and when the shot didn't fall, got the rebound.
Oh, beautiful play there. Chandler Meeks takes matters into his own hands and gets the 2-point basket. He's up to 4 on the night. And it's now 50-26. And City stepped out of bounds there off the inbound, so Westside will quickly take over once again.
And Westside's got to take quick advantage of these turnovers. They might not be able to afford to set up an offense with the limited time they have left, only 7:08 to go in this game. So they got to keep getting those quick scores.
Benning inbounds to Chandler Meeks. Logan Wilson. Meeks does not take the 3, guarded by Brendan Buckley. Out to Gillespie. He will take the 3, and it comes up short off the front iron. Brendan Buckley back, or make that Connor Buckley back the other way. A.J. Rollins. Justin City against Benning. Under 7 to play in the fourth quarter. Brennan Buckley on Benning. Works his way in. Oh, how did he get that one up? But it's no good. Here comes Benning the other way for Westside.
And Westside's continuing to sacrifice open drives for good defense on the threes.
Thomas does not get the three to go. Wilson came flying in for the rebound, but A.J. Rollins, calm, cool, and collected.
Until he loses the ball.
Yeah, able to grab the rebound, but just as I say that, he almost loses it, but draws the foul.
No, I think that's on Rollins.
Oh, they're going to call Rollins. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, Rollins called for the foul.
Dove for the ball, but looked like he might have taken a piece of Gillespie with him on the ground, and the refs don't take kindly to that.
Second personal foul against A.J. Rollins. 6:29 to go.
And Westside not really hitting any of the quick shots, but I think they got to keep taking them. That's the only way they're going to keep cutting into this deficit.
Here comes Chandler Meeks. Trying to slice his way through, and he is fouled on the floor there. Looks like that's going to be called against Brendan Buckley.
And it will. That's his first, though.
Yep.
He's played a pretty clean game himself.
Yeah, to go with his 13 points. Very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Fouls starting to add up with these two teams. Both these teams have 5 fouls here in the second half. Another long pass. Look at Rollins flying through the air to get the rebound, or the inbound. And now City back the other way. Shot doesn't go. And there's a foul there after the miss. Looks like they might call that on Gillespie, and they'll call it on Wilson. Calls against Logan Wilson.
Great inbounding defense by Creighton Prep right now. That foul on City also puts Prep in the bonus after the next foul for the remainder of the game.
So City will go to the line. They call it a shooting foul. He will shoot 2. First free throw is good off the roll.
Just some great defense on the inbounds. I mean, A.J. Rollins looked like his fellow football star Alex Bullock there, coming out of nowhere to intercept the pass and turns it into at least 1 point for Prep.
City, 77% free throw shooter this year. Hits them both. Timeout is called. Junior Jays 52, Warriors 26 with 6:18 to go in the fourth quarter as Justin City reaches 6 points. Brendan Buckley leads the way for Prep with 13, and you were the guy, he was the guy that you highlighted in the open, Brendan Buckley, who's been so hot in recent weeks. And what have you seen from him tonight to help keep it going?
Well, he hasn't really taken any bad shots. He's taken a couple of crazy shots, like that layup we saw him flip over his head, but the majority of them have actually gone in, so not much to complain about there. He's done a good job on defense, and he also hasn't tried to take over the offense and make it so he gets all the shots, so he gets all the glory. He's just working through the system of the offense, and if he's got an open chance, then he'll take it.
Yep, he's got 13 points, 6:18 to go in the fourth. Not far behind him is J. Wiley with 10. He's starting to really get things going here in the middle of January. 17 points on Tuesday, following it up with double digits once again tonight.
Yeah, just a great all-around game from Prep. It's a game that we've come to expect, where a couple of guys just have really quality games, and that's normally enough to get them to win, especially when Westside's struggling as much as they are tonight.
Here's Chandler Meeks for the Warriors. No, pass was deflected. Guess who? Justin City, and a great save as Wiley goes into the front row of the birdcage to keep that ball alive, and Prep will take it the other way.
Active hands-on defense from the Prep guards. Continuing to make life miserable for Westside in every facet of the game.
Yep, City's had quite the night with those quick hands, deflecting passes on plenty of possessions. Can't get the layup to go there. Payson Gillespie will take it the other way for the Warriors. Reggie Thomas lost the handle. Payson Gillespie there to follow it up.
Ooh.
And he is fouled going up for the shot, so Gillespie will shoot 2.
Rollins a little too eager there.
That's Wiley.
No, oh, wow. Okay.
Now they call Wiley. Rollins was in there, but
I mean, I saw Rollins' hand come down, and I just assumed, oh, yeah, they're calling that on him. But I guess not.
First personal foul against Wiley. First free throw is good from Payson Gillespie. Gillespie is an 87% free throw shooter this year. He hasn't missed one since December 19th. He's been excellent.
And Gillespie been kind of quiet this game. Normally he's one of those guys that Westside starts letting cook after guys like Oddbody or Meeks has started to get going and taken the lead. But in this game, nobody's really gotten going for Westside, and that means Gillespie's production has suffered as well.
Yep, only 5 points on the night for 20 in black as he hits both free throws. 5:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Brendan Buckley against Chandler Meeks. Now Connor Buckley into A.J. Rollins with Logan Wilson in the corner. trying to work his way in, lost the handle, able to retrieve, got it to Connor Buckley. Brennan Buckley doesn't take the three with 5:05 to go. Now inside, what a pass. Rollins with good patience and the basket. A.J. Rollins keeps things rolling. He's up to 8 points now on the night, and the lead back up to 26.
Did a great job to get position there against, I think it was Logan Wilson, the forward, just using his basketball acumen and great basketball mind to get position and get the layup.
Yeah, Rollins this time with a foul. Logan Wilson was trying to drive in, and he was fouled, so he will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
So now both teams shooting free throws for the rest of the game. Probably not going to make much of a difference, but it would be nice for Westside to make this deficit look slightly better on paper.
Logan Wilson going to the line. He hasn't attempted a free throw in over a month. And he misses the first one. Prep takes it back the other way with 4:45 to go. Here is Justin City against Chandler Meeks. J. Wiley. Prep doing a nice job taking their time on these possessions.
They're definitely waiting to get the best shot possible because they can afford to.
Connor Buckley looking for the best shot possible, and he's got an and one. Everybody getting things going, especially in the paint tonight. Connor Buckley with two more, and he will go to the line for the and one. Looks like the foul was called against Chandler Meeks. That's his third personal, so he will come out. C.J. Mitchell, who also has three, will come in.
And Connor Buckley, he's vaulted himself into the sixth man position for this team over the past couple weeks with some great production. You mentioned his 10-rebound game in the pregame, but he's just a really good all-around player, and Prep has used guys like him all season pretty well, and he's played a really nice game tonight. That makes it 5 points for him, all in the second half.
Lead is up to 29, largest of the night for Creighton Prep. 57-28, there's another steal for Justin City. Continuing that great defense. Here he comes the other way, finds Brennan Buckley, corner three, no good. Fight for the rebound, there's gonna be an over-the-back foul there, looks like.
It's on Jungers.
Yep. 4:17 to go in the fourth quarter, and
I think it's on Jungers.
Yeah, let's confirm it here. It is
No.
Evans, Martell Evans. So that will be his first foul of the night.
And a great play by Justin City there. Got the steal, split a double team, made a great pass to Brendan Buckley. Prep just couldn't get the shot to fall.
So with Westside in the bonus, it's going to be Wilson going to the line to shoot another 1-and-1. And this time he makes the first one. First point of the night for Wilson. As Brendan Buckley's going to come out for Creighton Prep. Casey O'Malley will come back in for the Junior Jays. Second free throw for Wilson. Up and good. So he goes 2 for 2 on that trip.
Guess he just needed one free throw to warm up. You mentioned no free throws in a month. Well, there's 3 in quick succession.
Yep.
Looks like he learned from missing the first one.
Here's Luke Jungers for Prep. Back to Martell Evans. Oh, big time swat there from Rezak. But it comes right back out to Connor Buckley.
And good play there by Buckley to be able to get the rebound off the swat, not hanging his head after the mistake, going and getting the ball.
Evans inside, Jungers. What a pass back to Evans. It was a great give and go, but Evans was stripped. Westside back the other way with under 4 minutes to play. Tough shot, Caleb Benning, and it's an and one as it gets the roll. So the Warriors starting to make some plays. Probably too little too late, but it's called on Justin City. Benning will go to the line to shoot one more.
And Prep starting to inch toward foul trouble a bit too. City's now got 3 and so does Rollins. And it looks like Luke Jungers might be taking a seat. He might have played his final minute, but he had a really nice game himself. 7 points for him, quite a bit of rebounds and good defense.
Caleb Benning misses the free throw as Alex Bullock has come into the game for Prep. And he's got the basketball now. 3:35 to go in the fourth. Junior Jays working with a 25-point lead. Here's O'Malley trying to get around Davis. Out to City. He had an open three. He makes it, but there's an offensive foul before the shot.
And that's on O'Malley for the charge. And a good defensive play by Westside to be able to hang in there and take the charge. Preventing 3 extra points for the Junior Jays.
It is now all backups in the game for both teams. As Tony Tubrick will come in for Connor Buckley. Joe Sudbeck has come in for Prep.
Does that mean it's Tubrick time?
I guess so. We're going to see
Tubrick time,
3.5 minutes of it.
I mean, this is not what we expected at the beginning of this game. we didn't think we'd get any Tubrick time at all, but now we get some of the most we've had all season, which is just fantastic because Prep has just played a very, very good game.
Oh, there's a nice play there, but unable to get the shot was C.J. Mitchell. Got his own rebound and is eventually fouled there on the floor. So that's going to put Westside in the double bonus. So Mitchell's going to go to the line to shoot 2 here. Foul was against Martell Evans. That is his second of the night. And it'll be 2 shots here for C.J. Mitchell. First one does not get the roll.
And Mitchell stands 5'10". He's only a freshman, but he's done a really good job at getting into the paint so far against this Prep defense. And not necessarily making the shots, but at least taking them and forcing Prep to consider that he might drive when he's out on the perimeter. You got to devote a lot of defensive resources to prevent the drives. And he's been forcing them to do that.
Mitchell goes 0 for 2 from the line. Oh, watch out. Tubrick hits the floor hard, and hopefully he is all right. Man, that was an ugly-looking fall there, and he is back to his feet and walking on his own power.
And that's,
my gosh, that was a hard fall.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Logan Wilson. I need to correct myself from earlier. I said Oddbody was the tallest player on Westside. He is not. That is Wilson at 6'6", but Tubrick has the height advantage on him, so now he will go to the line to shoot and maybe get his first points of the night.
Tubrick shooting a 1-and-1 here. First free throw is up and too strong. Rebounded by Logan Wilson. Westside will come the other way with it. C.J. Mitchell, 3:10 to play in the fourth quarter. Wilson drives in. And there's another hard fall as Tubrick got the block, but the foul. So it's going to be 2 shots here coming up for Wilson. And even in a 25-point game, we're seeing a lot of physicality between these two teams. Kind of a surprising thing here,
well,
even if it's Prep Westside.
To me, it makes sense. Like, neither of these teams want to give up on the game, even though the backups are in. Like, especially if you're a senior like Tubrick is, you know this might be the last chance you'll get to play in a Westside game. You got to bring your all.
That's true.
For a game like this. This might be something at the 15-year reunion. It's like, remember when I had that great block against Westside? Like,
more missed free throws from Westside.
Alex Bullock.
Wilson goes 0 for 2 from the line, making him 2 for 5 on the night as a whole. Here's Martell Evans with 2:55 to go. Trying to get his way in on C.J. Mitchell. He got blocked. Looks like that was number 12 for the Warriors, Braden Gregorich. And now Creighton Prep the other way. Here's Tony Tubrick out to Sudbeck. Alex Bullock. 2:35 to go. Martell Evans lost the handle, and he is able to save it. Over to Joe Sudbeck. Prep taking their time, of course.
Oh, I wanted him to shoot that.
5 backups in the game for both teams here. Joe Sudbeck. Tubrick, here he comes, thundering down the lane. No good on the shot, but he's going to get 2 free throws.
Okay.
Hopefully that satisfies you.
If he makes them.
2:18 to go. Tubrick to the line to shoot 2 more.
And it looks like that's on
Rezak.
Oh, that's on Rezak. Okay. I thought the way the ref's hands were looking to me looked like it was 32, but there was no 32 in the game.
Yep, that is the second foul against Rezak.
Tubrick got it.
Yep, first free throw good from Tony Tubrick. Makes it a 58-32 game. Second free throw for Tony Tubrick. 1 for 2 so far from the line to make it a 27-point lead. No good on that one, and the rebound pulled in by Gregorich. And here come the Warriors the other way. Driving in, kick out, off the hands of Bullock, and out of bounds.
And
Westside will keep it.
There it is again. You can see both teams, even though it's the backups, even though these last 2 minutes and 8 seconds in the grand scheme of things don't mean a whole lot, they're still giving it their all because this is Prep Westside, and you got to have some school pride.
Yeah.
And I think the fans, too, the fans would be disappointed if they weren't going all out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're still bringing the intensity. There's a foul as C.J. Mitchell drives in, so a lot of fouls here in this second half. There weren't all that many in the first half, but they are certainly piling up here in half number 2 as they're going to call that one against Ashton Zabka just into the game for Prep. So C.J. Mitchell will go to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, one of the reasons is Westside's just done such a great job driving, except for 2 points from Caleb Benning. All their points this quarter have come off of free throws, and that's just because they've been getting fouls and getting drives so often.
Warriors continuing to make substitutions.
It's number 21.
Yeah, we've seen London Stubblefield, number 32, come in.
I think that might be Cavi Swift. He's not listed on the varsity roster.
Mitchell gets the second free throw to go, making him 1 for 4 from the line tonight. Here is Zabka with it for Prep. Backup's getting plenty of playing time here for the Junior Jays. Sudbeck traveled before the shot, so Westside will take over with 1:54 to go.
Good looking shot by Sudbeck. Sammy traveled, but Prep continuing to run the offense even with the backups in and running into some success there, at least getting quality shots.
Mitchell kicks it out. Charlie Davis three-pointer from the corner, no good. And
board.
Another nice board from Alex Bullock. 1:38 to go. Here he comes for the Junior Jays. Bullock's going to try to do it himself. What a play by Alex Bullock. 60 for Creighton Prep, 1:30 to go.
And the fans love that play. Bullock just goes coast to coast with the rebound, using the speed and the strength to get an open layup.
London Stubblefield, now a three-point shot. That one is no good. Bullock misplayed the rebound, and now Stubblefield back with it for Westside. Tough shot. Bullock got a piece of it. And Tubrick able to bring in the rebound and set it up to Bullock again. 1:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Prep leads Westside 60-33. And one of the more eye-opening score lines we have seen this season in Class A. Tubrick drives in. There you go. Tubrick time.
Yes, sir.
As he adds 2 more. Up to 3 points. And what do they got here? Looks like Westside's going to make a change here. Birdcage went up in a big roar. I'm not sure why.
I mean, maybe they're just happy. They're beating their biggest rival by almost 30.
Well, they're bowing down to somebody in the direction of Bullock. I'm not sure if it is him, but in any event, Westside's got it with 48 seconds left, down by 29. London Stubblefield, triple teamed in the paint, able to kick it out. 3-point shot is up and good. Westside makes it a 62-36 game with 35 seconds left. 32 seconds to go. Basket was made by Kevin Stubblefield for the Warriors. Here's Zabka, 25 seconds left. We'll see if Prep just holds on to it till the end.
I think they probably will. I mean, this has just been a dominant. Oh, my.
Well, Bullock is going to do it again, but he is fouled, and the Warrior crowd gets fired up about that.
No, he wasn't fouled. If he was fouled,
oh, no,
blocked.
Blocked. Yeah, I meant blocked. Yep. You got blocked. 8 seconds, another 3. That one's good. And the Warrior crowd goes crazy, but that's going to bring us to the end of this ball game as the Junior Jays win it 62-39 over their rivals. They sweep the season series 2-0 over Westside, and they make a statement here on this Friday night.
Prep scored in double digits every quarter, finishing with 62 points. And one of the keys is that they held a team under 40 for the 7th time this season.
And the cherry on top for tonight's game with the big win over Westside, Coach Josh Lukey becomes the winningest Prep basketball coach ever with win number 342 tonight. Coach Lukey recognized at midcourt, and what a special way to get it done.
Against Westside, a blowout.
23-point
as the number
win over
3
your rival.
team in the state. I mean,
does it get any more special than that? So what a job Coach Lukey's done with this program. Several state championships since he came here in the early 2000s, and might have Creighton Prep on track for another one this year. We'll see how it goes. It'll certainly be tested over the next few weeks.
And what a fitting way it would be for this senior class to end their run at Prep, not only with their coach becoming the winningest coach in school history, but maybe with his 4th state title as well, because this senior class hasn't won since their freshman year. I don't think anybody was even on that team. So it might be nice to get a championship ring of all their own.
Junior Jays with the 62-39 win over Westside to kick off what will be a 5-game homestand here. And the next game is a big one. Next Saturday night, January 30th, number 3 Creighton Prep, number 2 Bellevue West in a rematch of the Metro Holiday Tournament semifinal. We will, of course, have it for you here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. So for Brendan Preisman, I'm Tyler Reedy saying enjoy your weekend.